Will sitting on the that's a little better. Sitting on the arm of the couch, kind of crouched down a little. So hello and welcome back. It's Friday afternoon, 3:40, and I did some more situating and sorting, getting some stuff done, boxes collapsed and tossed out. Always moving stuff around. Um, what was I just moving around? Oh, I just pulled out the box of the reggae tapes. That's actually at like $90 right now, or I think it is 90 or 91. And I have an 8-track lot, so I put all the 8 tracks up in one large lot. Then I was like, you know what? What if I just consolidate that down to the better one so I can get rid of this carry case? And this is what I have for 24 that are in here. Is it 24? 1, 2, yeah. And that got a bid not too long ago. So I listed all the sealed stuff. The sealed CDs and DVDs wasn't much. Did some sell similars. That was a total of 38. I think 38 listings between the two. CDs and DVDs, I think were like 17 or 18, the sealed ones. So then the other thing that I was going to do is start getting, I think these are empty. So this is just one little section where I have got some supplies and I haven't really moved them around to where they need to be. And this is the package of 6 new buffer pads that I got for the JFJ over here. And that is the predicates of roll of labels. As for label printer, this is a PhoMemo, PHOMEMO. So I got that on eBay, and it came with a handful of rolls for like $40 a couple years ago. I was just printing it out on paper and just using half sheets at a time, and then all the amount of tape and everything. But anyhow, rolls that can go in there. This box can. This, a lot of people could probably relate. This is just a little corner that doesn't get used that often. This is where I'll put things like this stack right here of disc media that's going to eventually need to be resurfaced, which is the intent of this video. These ones here. That's that Mary J. Blige, the Janet Jackson promo one, whichever these ones are. Actually, saved me a little bit of time because that one's empty and that one's empty. So some cases, a few cases, I have a couple more right here. I will keep. So that's one that has a double. It's rare that the actual cradle or the tray and the spindle things are bad on the doubles, but it's just always good. Some clear cases with some backs. I don't deal with bad cases on, because most of the time when I'm at a store and if the case is cracked, if it's like a $15, $20 or less CD, I won't bother there at the store unless it's really, really, really bad. But for the most part, if it's like $30 or plus, I'll replace a lid, a door, or back, or a specific tray or something. So I don't keep too many of these. The DVD cases, those are just stacked up. What's in here? Something heavy. Oh, these are all those cards, all the picture cards. So, not picture cards, the cabinet cards. So now this is deviating from the point of this video. So these cabinet cards, I took them all out and I threw the albums away. I tried looking up to see if any of the actual albums themselves would be worth anything. No. So that's what's in here. So I'm going to put these up for auction sometime. It's going to be men, women, children, and multiple people. Those are going to be 3 different ones. It's going to be, these are all females, single pictures, or one female, probably early teens on upward. And then same thing with the men. and then the kids and the children, and then the multiple people in it. So, and just put that up for auction, see if I get anything out of it. So I paid like $20, I think, for what it was. So if it was 15, probably 15, a little less than that for all of them. Will I get my money back? Yeah, I'm not worried about that. So move that out of the way, because I am going to need over here some boxes that I thought I was out of, but I went out and I found some more of them in my little area where I have boxes. Those can go there. And we're going to get to this machine. Oh, and some, I've mentioned it before, if you have labels that spit out blank or just have a little bit down here, when you're out of labels, you got to do this individually, but yeah. Oh, I have. So the intent of this video, and this stuff over here, I can go up there, is to turn this machine on and kind of do a couple demos of discs. Plug that in. Turn that on. All right, so the last pad. Oh yeah. I don't think that's. I don't think that's actual JFJ. So we can see, yeah, unless this is a new type of JFJ pad, which would be good because this is actually more abrasive. But you can see when these are new, they are this thick. I don't know if you can really see the difference in there. Now, this backing is a little different than this one. But if they turn out well, this little more abrasive padding will definitely, but that one has been used. So as soon as start to get down into the darker area, you can see right here. As soon as I start to get down in the darker area and there's a lot of uneven frays, so all these are going to be coming up a little uneven. There's a couple indicators that are like, yep, they're done. And the price of what it is for one, well, you can buy one if you want. I think one is like, or a 2-pack, I don't know, it was like $20 or something. I got 6 for like 45. And I got these. Yeah, that is a little bigger, a little higher on there. Right before I went down the estate sale. So I got those because I was going to need them, and I was going to start doing some CDs, and I probably end up coming across more. But this is what I ended up with. So the one, this is a good one right here, original master. So these specific ones open up like this, and then you just clip out, and we can see. Actually, I want to moisten this pad a little. I don't know, well, you can see that one there with the halo going on. There we go. But that one does need done. So I will take this good old extra number 2. It's just what I bought. I bought this a long time ago. When I had like the real small ones, I had a little power pack with Maxell or whoever makes them. And that just wasn't doing it for one when I decided a year and a half ago. Whenever I got this, and there was a video. Well, it could have been a year and a half ago. It was less than a year ago. I think it was like February of this year I got this. And I've definitely made my money back on it. $240 with the 4-year warranty. And yeah, I have taken this over to the sink and got the hot water and the sprayer on and cleaned that up, but it just gets dirty again. All right, so start with this. Kind of strange to do it at an angle like that. All right, by the condition of here, that just needs to be wiped down. So that'll be a 15-second spin. Although there's a good amount of compound on there. I don't know if these pads are the size they need to be. I guess I'll find out. I mean, it looks like it. Yeah, it gets right over to that corner. So it definitely needs. I think the pad is. Oh, you know what? I'll do that for the next one. Yeah, because that doesn't really. I don't know. But what I did with these other ones, with these, I'd wet it down. Yeah, I mean, it's covering. It doesn't look like it, but it's covering what it needs to. Actually, there's water in here. I don't know how much I really need. Worst I can do is have water in the bottom of this, and it makes it easier when I actually go to wash it. All right. I mean, not that it's matter because all this compound is going to get all over the inside, but yeah, okay. It's not like super duper the bestest awesome. However, it's better than it was. And for something like that, I just disclosed very light surface scuffs. And there we turned one that would need to be done or otherwise. Otherwise, really, so like this lid here. So this is like a $50 CD. So I can keep the original lid if I want to, or door. However, since it is like $50, and there is a little bit of wear to this booklet, one of the easier ways how to do it, put that down in these two pegs, bend it, pop it back in. Seems to be, it's going to be one of those finicky ones where it has to be that exact door. Yeah, I'll put this in the listing. Yeah, I washed the door with my pants. All right. So the point would still be the same, that if the door was like that and it was a $30, $40, $50 CD, I would replace the door. All right, yep. All right. Got now pretty much a $40+ CD. Put that back together. I don't think I need any for this one, for any of these. All right, this is Love Cries. So these ones here is what I would have done. These came from the estate sale. These are listable enough, and they're going to be probably closer to $20 in order for me to spin them. And I would usually be fairly picky like that with the previous pads. So this one just has one harsh scratch right there. All right. So since this is a new texture of pad, I'm not quite sure. The other one, wherever it's at now, with it being that it was already moist, I would just push that down and just put on 30 seconds. The pad is moist. Let's see if that does anything. And it makes a different sound than what the other pads did, but the other pads were softer. So these are only 15-second spins. Now, off the rip, I do not see that scratch. Probably won't, because I can't see it on there. All right, so that one turned out good enough, light surface scuffs. And with these ones here, unless it comes out darn near flawless, I know which ones these are, and most of the time, if I can at least make out when in a side picture when I'm taking pictures that they do have a light surface scuff, that's pretty obvious in the picture. If I could see it without the picture, when I have it in the position that they are for me to take pictures, I can see it before I even start angling my camera. I know that that's one to where I'm going to angle my camera differently. I'm going to get a picture of that scuff. It may be 2 or 3. It may be one like this, maybe whichever. I'm going to get that angle of it. So we have Waylon Jennings, X-Library. That one is pretty bad. It's not there we go. It's not the worst that I've seen, but that one is pretty bad. So this will be at least, well, I'll put it on 15 seconds, add some compound, and see how that one turns out. Compounded. Yeah, that's weird. It may, because as a thing that I put that CD on, as the pad gets smaller, that little rack starts to move more in toward this way in the machine. So it looks like eventually it will cover it, but 15 seconds. Now that's nothing wrong with the machine, it's just wondering how it's balanced on this. We just call it the White Island. It's a white oak, or I don't think it's pine. Because it is pretty heavy for its size, this whole table thing. All right, so I can still see plenty of scratches on here. Right down here. So I think that's good. So I will put that on for at least 30. You let that compound do its magic. So 30 seconds, and then the next one, now the third option is 45, and the last one is a minute. Put on for 30. Either way, I'll let it do its thing the way it's supposed to. I don't think my microphone's even on. I mean, I think I'm close enough to where it really shouldn't make a difference. And I don't think this microphone works the way it should anyhow. So, sitting on it. Okay, so this is one that's still pretty well scratched. So after that timing, it's an X library. It's Waylon Jennings. Unfortunately, so this may sell to a CD place, but I will rescan it and I will see if it is like 30, 40 bucks. If it's quite a bit more, I'll give it a couple more treatments. If it's not, it goes with the rest of the CDs. Next one we have Stephen Stills. If you don't know who Stephen Stills is, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, 4 dead in the state where I live in. That's actually my alma mater. Actually, I spent a lot of time in Taylor Hall where that happened. Well, it happened out in the courtyard. That's right there off of 59. And then you start looking straight up through 59, through the bell, the courtyard bell, and then Taylor Hall is right there. Then to the right, I forget what the one is to the right, and then a little more all the way over to the far right is McGillivray, which is geology, and then right below that is the fashion area or the fashion museum. And to the left, if you're looking that way, Oscar Ritchie is a little farther up. Then you come down, it's Whitehall, and that's the Department of Health and Human Services. That one there, and there's another building. And then it's the arts. Now you're all the way on the top of 59, and now you're going back toward the Peister and University Drive and all that. So Crosby, Stills, Nash Young. There you go, Ohio. So that one is bad as well. So now knowing on what 30 seconds does, this one will be on 30 seconds as well. I think I prefer the cloth ones more. I'm stuck with 5 more of these for a while, so I can gripe all I want about it. I'm not going to get my money back for those 5, so I can get the cloth ones. All right, here we go. Jam into forget her name now. Boots are made for walking. Nancy Sinatra. I just put on some. Actually, this playlist is late '60s songs by female artists. On YouTube, that's what I was listening to as I was going around doing things. And then I thought, well, I'm going to have to do some of these CDs so I can get them up tomorrow. And I was like, well, I can add a little more to the collection that needs to be pictured and listed for tomorrow. And boom, video idea. Usually I just come over here, put the whole stack up, and resurface these in 20, 30 discs in an hour or so. All right, see, that one turned out much better than the yellow one. All right. Now, there are still a couple minor surface scuffs. You might be able to see one like right. I'm bad at angle for this, but there's one like going straight down there. That's a minor surface scuff that is not going to affect the play. So that is good enough to go on the get a picture and list pile. Try not to do these ones that have multiple discs. All right, so this one here just needs to be just a quick 15-second spin, clean up any of that debris and any of those real minor scuffs on there. So it'd still be listed as very good with scuffs, but if I can remove a few and make it shiny, that's what I'll do. Because that's what I'll do. This machine is gonna scuff all over you. Boom, boom. All right. 15. There we go. Balanced right. When the pads get real thin, like the one was there, I will push on like right here and I'll apply that extra pressure. Now that's spring actuated. Well, that arm is spring actuated, so it shouldn't make too much of a difference. However, it does help. Nickel and diming for all the little effects. That one looks good-er. All right. $1 million result, baby. Zed's dead. Zed's dead, baby. So that one is still going to be very good because it does have the scuffs. However, it's much better than it was before. Back on that pile. Janet. All right, so that one has, where'd it go? Right below my, if you can't see them in this one, believe me, they're in there. And there's a couple right where my finger's at, and over here somewhere. Over there. All right, so those are on there. On this one, that like that. Add some gloopy juice. That's what it's called. It's called JFJ gloopy juice. All right, gloopy juice is on there. 15 seconds. Punch it. I'm a little off sync. You spin me round, 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 round. I think that's what Cabana Club, Abba Cabana. Who else? The Chameleons. Yes, but it wasn't Wham. Culture Club. That's it. Like a record, baby, baby. I can still see scratches. So that is one that I know is $50 because I've sold it before. So this is one that will hang 10 right here. And I'll get to that one some other time. I might even redo it after the video. All right. So I know this one here is going to be at least a 30-second spin. This is the Falcon and the Snowman soundtrack. One I just got. Put some goopy juice. Go to a proprietary JFJ goopy juice. And 30 seconds. Punch it, check off. And it's off. Being able to travel at warp speed would be great. Been quite a ways away from it, but I was just watching Star Talk, Neil deGrasse Tyson's YouTube thing. He wasn't on this one. It's actually Bill Nye. And to me, Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson, when they're in a room, reminds me of Stargate. And Dave Foley is in that one too. I forget which episode that is. It's toward the very end of the series. And that's another one. Didn't get it quite super good. Super good enough to put on the stack and deal with again. And now we are down to multi-discs, which I'm just going to stand up and do, and I'll get to those ones there. So that is another very basic, generic recap of using the JFJ. The pads, for the most part, they do need to be kind of used a little until they start becoming a little more efficient, effective. So do that a few more times. Hopefully they do turn out well, because I'm stuck with 6 of them. All right, so that's going to wrap that one up. So like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned. You don't have to get one of these. They are like $200. You can get some used, which maybe if you're going to get into disc media, it would at least behoove you a little bit to get at least one of these better machines, as opposed to spending $20-$30 on like one of the real small ones that plug it in the wall, right? But one of these. See if I can find it. As opposed to getting one of these. Right, so I've had a couple of these before. They do an okay of just removing just that little bit of surface dirt. Maybe some very, very, very small micro scuffs. It might. But that was the third one in like 3 years. That one works. But this one just does it a lot better. Let me think of going up. Comment down below. Subscribe. Share. Those all help me. Help you. so we can help other people learn about selling physical media on eBay and resurfacing discs so you can make money doing that as well. Well, resurfacing. Either way, this is just kind of a little sneak peek of different things that I will end up doing for like the membership. Again, $1 or $2 a month, and I will just have more of these random videos. This one is going to be this one will be edited, and on the membership part, it'll be straight through. All right. So appreciate it. Thank you.